Hello, welcome to Apocalypse Athlete. So today we're hitting legs, but it is cold as fuck out. This is how I get dressed. You see we have the base layer. Protection of sweat provides a little heat. Pants too. Next, more insulation. Mid layer. Mid layer is on. I would usually use this for weather that's below 20 degrees. If it's anywhere near 0 or below 0, I'll usually go heavier. Another layer, but first, the pants. So, during a workout, you're going to sweat a lot. So, one thing that I do is I dress just warm enough to keep myself a little chilly as soon as I walk out the door. I'm going to warm up quite a bit during my workout, so I don't need to dress too warm. But I do also plan on being out there for a couple hours after the workout to get some other projects done. So we're dressing extra warm anyway. Good to go. Now, one thing I didn't show you before are the socks I use. These are all wool socks. I only have one layer on. They do the job. As for my shoes, going with the lowest today. A little chilly out. Mid-20s maybe. Definitely feeling warmer. But that'll be fine. Quite a bit of snow. Alright, here we are. It is cold as fuck. And we need to work out. But first I need to clean up a few things from my last project. A little cluttered. Another thing is gloves. I'm all about toughening your skin up to a nice knurled barbell, but not when it's going to literally rip your skin off because it's stuck to it from the ice. Let's do this. All clean. Alright, today is the second leg day of the week. I've been feeling sick, so I'm not going to go too heavy. Mostly going for hypertrophy and muscular endurance. Always remember to warm up, especially in the winter. Gonna be a little tighter because it's cold, so I like to usually do some body weight work, lunges, squats, push-ups, all that. Already did that, so we're getting to the workout. So with the first exercise, I am doing weighted lunges. I'm not going super heavy because I'm not doing this for strength, but I have surpassed body weight lunges. just because it's cold doesn't mean you gotta stop doing what you know you gotta do. Too many people make all these excuses and bitch about being in a bad place in life. I say if you got a shitty life and you're not working on nothing, you shouldn't really be talking. You got too much to do. I know I'm not exactly where I want to be. I'm in a better place. I am every day. But I'm still putting in the work. I know a lot of guys that are also putting in the work. Just grinding away. But there's a lot more of you that aren't doing shit. Alright, now I'm going to drop the weight. Go to body weight for now. I'm not doing many sets. Just trying to go to absolute failure with each one. All right, legs are burning. It's a good feeling. After that, barbell RDLs. Hit the hamstrings a little bit harder. That's one set. Oops. From there, I'll do 1 to 2 more sets depending on how hard I hit it. And that'll be halfway with the workout. These days aren't long, especially because it's winter. I don't usually go as long in the gym because it is so damn cold. When you're working out in the winter, outdoors, I at least have the benefit of having a container. I didn't for a while, a couple years. People will often try to tough it out, but you really want to respect the cold. I appreciate nature, and I try to show that by respecting it as much as possible. Here I am with the container in the woods. But you really want to dress warm, dress safe. You don't need injuries from your ego fucking up your workouts just because you wanted to look cool. I'm an advocate for home gyms, even in the winter. I think there's a safe way to do it, even when you don't have the money. Just don't be that guy. Freezing your fingers off, getting injured, hurting your joints just because you lift too much when you're not warmed up, or you slip because you're not properly preparing your equipment ahead of time. All right, next set. One method I have for staying consistent with this, and it's a cliche for sure, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's cold out. I feel like poop. I don't want to lift. But here I am, putting in the work, knowing that it's going to pay off. Too many people get way too comfortable not getting uncomfortable. And I mean, that makes sense. We're humans. We don't want to be uncomfortable. It's just in our nature. But you're never going to grow without a little bit of resistance. Ooh. All right. Finished my sets with lunges and RDLs. The RDLs got cut off from some damn notification from my Apple Watch that I don't even use. Haven't in over a year. So thanks, Apple, for being dickheads. So now, time for calf raises and core. Been doing a lot of leg raises lately, hanging leg raises for my core. I'm going to do a little bit of obliques today, and then get right into the calf raises. Let's get to it. So for this one, I'm going a little bit light on the weight, going for more reps, a few more sets. I'm going to do 3 sets of calf raises and obliques. So one thing you can do to help make your winter outdoor workout sessions a little bit more comfortable, you can, one thing I like to do is block the wind. So what I used to do when I didn't have this container, I used to cover my squat rack and all my equipment around it in tarps. That way when it rained, snowed, it would just land on the tarp. I could brush it off real easy and then get to work. Or sometimes if it was in the middle of snowing or raining, I would just climb under the tarp. Squat rack would pitch it up like a tent. And keep me dry. Calf raises now. I like to go real slow with these. One thing I started doing after that was putting tarps around my equipment, acting as a sort of wind blocker, just because sometimes the breeze was a little bit more killer than how cold it actually was outside. So whatever you can do to make yourself more comfortable when you work out, do it. You don't have to be some macho fucking cool ass dude that works out in just shorts when it's 2 below. Do whatever you need to do to train effectively. Ass gas is just weakness leaving the body. Smells like freedom. Alright, so I've been doing this for a little over a month now. Alright. So I've been doing this for a little over a month now. This is one way I like to just really burn out my legs after a decent leg session. Just jumping around, you know? I don't know what the fuck to call it. But I know that my legs afterwards burn like a motherfucker. So, gonna get at it. It's gonna hurt. So I usually go from 10 to 15 reps per set. Not trying to go to absolute failure with this. More of fast twitch muscles, working on power, being able to use my legs, my leg muscles as quickly as possible. I have noticed, and I'll do a video on this, that my running, my sprinting, running, my rucking, my ruck time has all improved a little bit since I've been doing this. I'm going to try to keep this up for probably a few more months, and then I will do an actual test compared to before I started doing these with my my run times, my run and ruck times. On strength days, I will add a little bit of weight to this and really try to use as much leg power as possible. Using my hands here helps when I'm about to hit failure with my legs. And I can kind of use as much energy as I got in these legs. A little bit of an assist. These help me make sure that my body goes that way when I'm doing these. That way all I gotta focus on is just being as strong as fast as possible. Alright, now this set. Try to let my arms be as dead as possible until I really need them. It's definitely uncomfortable, but as I said before, people need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's said a lot, but it's true. If you can be okay with not being comfortable, you can do a hell of a lot more with your life. Almost time for my next set. Almost time for my next set. So with that, if you can prepare to be cold, get a little bit of extra gear. If you have to put on sweatpants underneath your regular pants, it's a start. Maybe don't spend as much time outside if you don't have the proper gear. If you have equipment that's not indoors, use it. on the better days. Get a tarp, a few tarps, get a tent building. I've done that before. This is luxurious compared to what most people have, even though it's just a container. Do what you can with what you got. It makes a difference. And then, before you know it, you'll be able to get more. And you'll be able to do what you can with that. And then from there, it's just a domino effect. Alright, last set before my phone decides it's going to stop fucking recording. Again. Just do some hard shit, and your life will get, well, it's always going to be hard. Always going to be hard. But at least you won't be a lazy fuck about it. As always, hope for the best. Train for the worst. Until next time. Apocalypse Athlete out.